Today we're talking about barbecue sauces and marinades. They're two things that are essential in barbecue in my opinion. Sonny's Barbecue head Pitmaster Shannon Snell back with another Tales from the Pit recipe. I love rubs. I love the proteins that has its own right, but it enhances a product when you have a great barbecue sauce or you have a great marinade. So today I'm going to show you how to do both, and it's going to be super fun. First of all, let's start off with some barbecue sauce. My take on it is a little bit different. You know, a lot of barbecue sauces when it comes to a traditional barbecue have that natural ketchup, tomato vibe. And anywhere you go in the country, you may have a little bit of something different. If you're up in the Carolinas, you may have a vinegar twang, you may have some of that stuff, the mustard stuff, and that's totally good. But I love, and this is maybe a Florida thing, right? I love cooking with alcohol, right? Bourbon specifically. The bourbon flavor is a deep, dark, oaky, kind of rich flavor that I think is unmatched, right? So my barbecue sauce, or my take on a barbecue sauce, is gonna deal with bourbon. It's gonna deal with some alcohol. So let's get started. First of all, I have some bourbon here. Okay, any kind of bourbon's good, higher quality, obviously gonna be better, but I'm gonna take a traditional middle of the road bourbon and go right into my pot with it. Now, just gonna kind of say this. All barbecue sauces need to simmer, okay? You shouldn't boil them. You shouldn't cook them up to a point where they're just really not very good. So I added some bourbon to this pot right here, and I'm just gonna reduce this down. Now I have a tabletop burner right here, cut it on. Now, to reduce down bourbon, cook it on a higher level. You're gonna see these bubbles start to form up. It's gonna start to reduce down, you're gonna get that bourbon flavor. Totally good, totally great. And when I say bubble up, you're gonna see it start to bubble up. You'll see that alcohol, which you want out of there. And you wanna keep that flavor of what that woody, kind of oaky that bourbon that you placed inside your pot. So as it starts to cook down, we'll just give that a minute here. All right, that bourbon reduced down a little bit. I took my brown sugar and I added it in. That's gonna be one of the first ingredients that you add into this. And as you can see, it kind of turned into like a little bit of a syrup. Kind of turned syrupy here. Looks nice, it got some nice dark color to it. So I'm gonna continue to let it cook, but then I'm gonna add a few other things. I got some ground mustard here that I'm gonna add to the mix. I say ground mustard because there's like a nuttiness into it that I really like. A nice little kind of a sweetness that's really good. Honey is also essential. Add a little brown sugar, a little honey. Just remember that bourbon is really, really potent, and you kind of need to kind of cool it down, kind of get some of that that oakiness out of it. All right, next up we got a little bit of hot sauce for a little bit of twang, and of course a little bit of pepper, and you finish it off with a little bit of kosher salt. All right, now you're just gonna kind of whisk this in just for the next few minutes. And if you can see the bubbles here, which is really cool, because you're still reducing some of that alcohol off. You can see the bubbles forming up. That's just that barbecue sauce, all those flavors that you're putting in it, kind of marinating together. And remember, barbecue sauces, you can have a barbecue sauce and add a bunch of seasoning and spices to it. That's totally fine. But in the same breath as that, a homemade one is gonna need to simmer. Anytime you want something to break down, whether it be sugars, salts, you have to add a little bit of heat, liquid and heat to it to kind of break them down so that it's a good sauce and it feels good. It's gonna cook a little bit longer. The longer you simmer it, the longer you cook it, the better it's gonna be. Cook it on a really low temperature. All right, so on your stove, it says, hey, low, cook it on low. It's supposed to simmer. It's supposed to slowly bubble. You can add some, if one of your ingredients is missing, you need a little bit more, just add it to it. It's totally fine. So we're gonna let this simmer a little bit longer. Now we'll start working on our marinade. Stay tuned. All right, now here we are rolling into our marinade. What is a marinade used for? Well, you're adding more flavor to any product that you're cooking. That's super important because a lot of times you have that extra time. Maybe you're meal prepping, maybe you're doing some stuff. Matter of fact, if we're talking meal prepping, take a look at our meal prep videos down in the description link. Super cool because this is a really involved recipe for that. But you may have time on your hands to meal prep ahead of time, to be able to wrap it up and stick it in the fridge. Just know the longer you marinate something, the more flavorful it's gonna be. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna create a really flavorful marinade that you can use, that you can marinate something for up to 2 or 3 days with. It'll be really nice, it'll be really tasty, and it's really simple. So first thing that I have here is I'm gonna add some oil. Most marinades start off with something wet, such as an oil, some sort of kind of a binder and a base. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of, you can add olive oil here, like so. I have a little bit of cilantro, which is good, that earthy kick. Now you can do rosemary, you can do some other stuff, but cilantro is really good. Has a really nice taste to it. Some kosher salt. Most marinades have a nice kosher salt to it. Now this is where you can start getting a little creative. I'm gonna add a little bit of sugar. Some garlic, raw garlic that is. Now here's where we get really interesting. I got some sour orange juice. We're talking a Mojo Marinade, okay? Sour orange juice and some lime juice. Okay? Simple, quick, easy marinade. So you're asking yourself, hey, what can I marinate with this? This is a great recipe for something like chicken, right? You can throw some chicken in here, stick it in your fridge overnight. Just kind of let it sit there, let it kind of marinate. You're not really worried about it, and the marinade is going to do all the work itself. Like so. Close it up, get all the air out of it, and bam, shake it up a little bit. Bam, you got yourself an easy marinade. That's what it is. All right, that's our marinade and our sauce recipe. Tell me what you guys thought about this down in the comment box below. We want to hear if you want to see any more recipes, maybe some more sauces. Let us know. Also, make sure you like and subscribe. That's really, really important. Notification bell, hit that, okay? Hit notification bell, okay? This is a moneymaker, okay? I put this together this morning for you guys. Anytime you want to see this or anytime a new video pops up, you're gonna see it right away. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm Sonny's Barbecue Pitmaster Shannon Snell. You guys take it easy.